Oh yeah, that was another thing. Yep. I just figure we'll do the colors and then they'll just say lot whatever it is, and on one line they can just say what colors they want.
All right.
So then you can just flip it over and do it on another page or something.
All right.
You know, if we even get that far, because who knows. Hello, hello. I see we have a few of our online Facebook friends, and I thank you so much for being here today. We'll just take another minute or two to let a few more people hop on, and then we'll get to getting. Eddie, do you have everything up over there running?
It just popped up, yeah.
Super.
See a Mary Jean and a Deb and a Dina.
Oh, very good. Yay, thanks. Thanks, guys. It's just fun to do this again. And it's been a little while since I have done a live show, for mostly being busy with helping my dear mama, who needs a little more help now and again. So it's just been hard to do this, but this is my joy. And so I'm grateful to be able to do it today. It's kind of fun to be back at it. For sure, it's been fun getting ready, and I appreciate all the help Ed has been giving, and he's right here just getting set up. And if you want to maybe tell people what we're doing, Eddie, like you always do, because you're so good at telling people things.
Sure, we're coming to you live from historic downtown Stoughton. It's the Ed and Becky Show. My name is Ed. Say hi, Becky.
Hi, Becky.
Becky says hi. So everything on the show today is going to be at a special price, so there won't be any additional discount today. If you are one of our specially designated designers and have spent a lot and earned a special discount rate, you can get your discount as well, as long as it's a qualifying purchase. And again, of course, shipping is free for orders over $50, else $5.95 for shipping. Becky's going to be doing a fun tutorial today on a new kit that we recently launched. It's got a fun name, and we call it Dunkin' Donuts. She let me make the name. I think of the donuts as the little Miyuki beads. Look at that. That's a little tiny donut. Doesn't it look like a little tiny donut? Of course it does. And then, as you're going to see as she makes these, you end up, after you put the donuts on, you dunk the leather through a link of the roller chain. So, dunk and donuts. Donuts and dunk is probably more accurate to be. You put the donuts on first, then you dunk. But donuts and dunk. Anyway, Dunkin' Donuts sounded cooler. I went through many iterations of how to spell it, so we wouldn't get into trouble with a national chain. But anyway. So, with all that said, we've got the kits, and we're excited to launch those. We got a lot of accessories, but with that, I do want to share one other thing, which I left over here. The majority of we always love it when you guys buy on the show, and we encourage you to buy on the show. But I just wanted to show you that most of the things on today's show are on our homepage of our website. You scroll down, and you get to featured products. And you can see just a few minutes before the show started, I turned on the bracelets, the beads, the chain. Obviously, our little mini magnets and leather are on there. So a lot of the things we're going to show today are on our website. But we'd love to have you buy here or on the web, however you want to do it. So I just want to give you that option as well. But with that, I'll turn it back over to Becky.
All right, thanks, honey. All right, so I'll get to getting. I just wanted to share, we have, per usual, pretty decent instructions that explain exactly how to do everything with pretty good photos, so that if you do get one of these kits, you will have everything you need, we hope, to successfully complete it without too much trouble. That being kind of our happy place, making kits that are easy and fun and relaxing and productive and rewarding and you don't ever want to throw on the wall. So I am going to just show my preferred way of getting this guy started is get our jump ring open first and foremost and put the magnet on. And the magnet right away wants to go attached to the tool, so that keeps him out of the way along with a little bit of gravity. And then I put the extender, not the extender chain, the safety chain on. And you know, the safety chain is optional, of course, because if you aren't too worried about it, then you don't need to put it on. I like to give everybody the choice to, if they would prefer to have a safety chain on a completed bracelet like this, that way if that magnet, which is a really good strong magnet, but if he should come loose, you won't lose him. So we're gonna put those goodies on there and then string the leather through the very first Rolo ring. So you're not going to go through the jump ring that we just used. We're going to go through the Rolo ring and pull the leather so that you have a same amount on each side, removing all the knots that you put in your leather. And just as an aside, this kit, the first versions, we tested this at Beads and Brews, a thing that we do locally with over at the Viking Brew Pub, and it went really well. So that's part of why we decided let's introduce it as a kit. We did make those kits with 3 feet of leather, which is just barely enough to make a full 8-inch bracelet. But so these first kits were made with 3 feet of leather, which is adequate for 90% of the people. So if you should need a 8-inch bracelet, let us know when we get to that. Anyway, I've got my piece of leather in here, and now I'm going to put a bead on each piece. And I want to show you just how sharp I have that cut. All right, it doesn't look very clear to me. Is it clear on your screen, Eddie?
Yeah.
Really? It isn't clear on mine at all. This is funny. So I have a very sharp point cut into the leather, so that if I need to, I can twist it or pull it to get it through. We like this with 1.5 millimeter leather. We tried it with 1 mil, which would have been easier to put on, but it doesn't give you just the good juicy look that we want with, with a bracelet that's got all the right sized ingredients, I guess. So these two are going to go right up next to the Rolo, and for the first stitch only, you're going to go to the very next ring. So we're dunking in here, right, Eddie? So I put the donut on, and all this naming and goofiness it's all Ed. Got the donut on there, and now I'm going to dunk the leather on each side down through the next ring. From here on out, we're going to go every other ring. This one is the only one we go to the very next one because it's the starter. So I'm liking to pull this really snugly with each stitch, just to get everything nicely lined up and looking smooth and cohesive. Gonna put a bead on each strand. Take them all the way down to the bracelet, and
they're asking you to talk up a little bit.
Talk up. All right, I wonder if I have a mic covered or something. Sorry. I'll talk louder.
There you go.
I'll talk like I do when I'm at my mother's house.
There you go.
Which sometimes gets old and annoying for both of us. All right, so I'm going to put another bead on, press it up real good, pull it really nice and snug, right? Going to do another one, and I think you get it. I mean, once you get going, it's really one of those easy, relaxing, just follow the pattern kind of designs. So I'm going to pull that really good and snug. And
Is the bead board at all, or do you have a plan for that?
yeah, oh no, I've got it. What did you say? No, this is all I'm doing. I'm just going to do a couple. So I kind of prefer doing this freestyle. And so you're just going to keep on repeating this. So you take your leather always, you know, from one, so you're like kind of whip stitching it on each side and one, you know, back and forth each time. I will share that sometimes when we're teaching this, we use like a little box or something that you can, you know, I just got a little clipper, put a strand of leather through the end bit, clip it on, and now I've got something to pull against, and this helps hold the whole thing straight. So this is one where if you flip it accidentally during the beading, and let's say here you try to go, you string the beads and then dunk down on this side, that's the wrong side because this is the right side to be dunking down on. So you do need to keep track of that. If you're not gonna clip it onto something, then make sure you're paying attention to the prior stitch and just look that you are, you know, putting your leather through in the same direction that you did in the stitch before. All right, I think that explains how to get started and how to bead. And now I'm just going to show you how to finish. So this is a bracelet that used the full 8 inches, and we only have this much leather left. There was a gal at our class who made the full 8 inches, and I'm like, oh, that's just not quite enough. I'd like there to be a little more for our production bracelets. So the ones that we are now making are a little bit longer, but this should be sufficient for anybody who's gonna make a 7.5 inch bracelet or smaller. So I'm gonna open up my jump ring. And same as the first time, you wanna attach the magnet first, and I'm gonna recommend that you separate the magnet because then you just have less stuff that you have to be juggling with. And then you're gonna connect, if you started with the extender chain, you're gonna connect it again. But you aren't gonna need all of this. We put 3 inches of extender chain in, and what we found in testing is that this again is the longest it can be. So it's not gonna be a great example of why you don't need much more than about 2.5 inches of of safety chain, but you'll test it on your wrist to make sure that you've got the right amount of extender or safety chain to make the, you know, to make it work properly for you. It's one of those things. You want enough to get over your hand reasonably, but you don't want so much that it is cumbersome.
The in the class we were doing, so we gave you 3 inches, which is about 16 links. And what we were finding is the average person was using about 12 links, about 2.25 inches or so of the 3-inch safety chain. Obviously that will vary depending on how skinny you can make your hand, not necessarily your wrist, but your hand as it goes over.
He's just talking about, you know, this whole, like you want it big enough. Oh, I got to trim that off there. Yeah, big enough to go over comfortably. Right?
Correct.
Right? All right, so got this, so I'm gonna snip this off because we don't need the extra chain. Oops. And we're gonna put a little decorative bead on because the way that everything kind of gets held together is just these final beads. Oh, do you know what? Oops, I forgot. One more knot. Actually, there's overhand knot. First, using both strands of leather, right? And we're going to push it close up to the ending of the beading and the chain. And you know, if you've done leather bracelets before, it takes a little bit of nudging. So, and then pull it really, really tight. Hold on to the knot, pull the cord, and you're good. Put on your decorative beads for the little fringy dangle and another overhand knot. And as you can see, this is an 8-inch bracelet, and so there is just enough leather, but there's not, we like to have it be a little generous. So here we're gonna just twist the bead because it's a little snug. So if you are fussy about that, this may not be your bracelet, but it's, I think we've had at least 25 people make this bracelet, and we've made sure to pick leather that's a little bit thinner. It's 1.5 millimeter leather, so it's a little bit thinner than the average. And that's kind of the trick is, I think you've heard me yammer on about leather before. 1.5 millimeter leather can be 1.2 millimeters or 1.8 millimeters. We're picking ones that are 1.2 millimeters. So, and then I'm going to hold that knot and pull it super tight and trim it, and we have finished it up. Yay. Alrighty. Anybody have any questions about anything that's here? I'm going to next move into our kits, but I do want to say, I mean, we're going to have some standard kits that we've put together, colorways, but we have some beads and chain and leather that I encourage you to play with and make your own colorways up. I'm imagining lots of people have lots of 6 mil or size 6.0 beads. So yay, you can use those and just have lots of fun playing with color. And yeah, these, like I say, we've had a number of people in the shop have, you know, at the class and in the store have picked some of these up and have really enjoyed that. It's just a fun project. Somebody in the comment mentioned it's a good width. It's just under 1/2 inch. So it, you know, it's got a nice punch of color and it's fun, but it's not too chunky. And obviously you can make it any colors you want. So the first one that we've got here is, again, Eddie is the master of naming things. And so we have got everything named according to donuts. This one is called Cherry Poppy Seed. So we did it with, I think this is the rhodium, or it's the silver chain, and natural gray leather, and red Picasso beads, which give it a fun look. These actually look fun layered. We chose doing these with Picasso beads because the beads themselves are so interesting. So we sort of thought that we didn't want to be too plain with the beads because the basic design is pretty is plain, but so we've chosen to pair with these beads, and then the beads I'm going to show you are kind of some fun metallics. I'll show you those later, but they kind of look like so that I think also look good. But even a basic bead would look good with these, I'm thinking. Right, Eddie?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, our original working title was Woven Picasso, but Becky's like, well, if we, you know, then that limits us to only ever using Picasso, and we did think of some scenarios where we may not want to do that, so
right.
That is why we changed the name.
'Tis true. Alrighty, so lot 1 is the poppy seed. Lot 2 is dark chocolate jimmies, which is basically a black Picasso bead with a silver chain, and it's a fun look. I'm curious if anybody else knows what jimmies are. I did not know what jimmies are, but Kathy, who works here, does know what jimmies are. And I'm like, I don't know if the average girl is going to make sense of this. Sometimes our names are a little obscure, so that's how the back works when you have a fit that's just right. From a scale standpoint, I wanted you to see how that works or looks on a wrist.
I put it in the comments, so, you know, Becky, even just in her short dunking demo, did like 2 or 3 dunks, and you only need to do about 24 to 26, maybe 27 dunks for the average wrist. We give you enough materials for 30 dunks, which again is that full 8 inches, but you'll find that you only need to do about 24-ish, 25-ish if you have a statistically average wrist. So I just want to give you that additional bit of information.
And so curious minds want to know, does anybody count their dunks when they're making bracelets like this? Or do they just use the randomness of checking your own wrist or what looks right? I tend to be a just do it, and Ed is very much a just count it kind of man. So we complement each other quite well, right, Mr. Guzman? Yeah. All right, lot 3 is Sonoran Sunrise Sprinkles. These names are a mouthful. And it uses a turquoise Picasso bead and it's paired with copper and natural light brown. The last one was natural dark brown. Oh no, the last one was natural black. Duh. But this is natural dark brown or natural light brown. Duh. I should mention these more because when we come to the chain and leather, you can make up your own combos, because I think all of these work really well. And we did end up choosing a lot of, all the leather is natural because I think it just works well for knotting and for threading. And you can have a little more predictability in the diameter of the leather. So looks like Mr. Guzman has something he wants to say.
Yeah, I don't know if you specifically mentioned it, but we mentioned at the beginning, everything is specially priced today. So these are a $20 kit, but you'll notice that they're introductory priced for just $18. So you're going to see that on literally everything we have in today's show, that there is a regular price, but you are getting a very special introductory price by taking part of today's show.
Oh, that's right. See, I forget about stuff like that. Thanks. I'm so glad you're here, Ed, to fill in all the gaps that are here when I'm doing a show. But yes, we are offering in the beads, the chain, everything will have some special bulk pricing, so or introductory pricing like we have here. So, indeed, there we go. Lot 3, lot 4 is gonna be this beautiful blue. I think it's the same, one of the blues that we use in our Denim Sunshine. I think it looks great with gold, as we've got it paired here. And there's just a nice mix of shine but yet, you know, not too gaudy shine. So lot 3 is a beautiful dark blue. Again, all the beads are Picasso, so they have a lot of fun interest in them. Looking at my recipes here to tell you that this also is natural light brown leather, should you be wanting to consider how different leathers look with different beads for making up your own combinations. Thanks, guys, for your feedback on things, too. I appreciate thoughts on these. And like I say, this is, well, like usual, it's just a fun, easy fill-in kit that you don't have to think too hard about because it'll go together without much trouble. And I'm finding in life these days, that's a win. Stuff that goes together without much trouble. This one is kind of fun. All of the beads are opaque except this one, which is translucent, but you can't probably quite see it on here. But it's kind of an amber brown translucent, and it presents quite lovely. So $18, even the kit says 20, they're 18. I'm looking at a question. Becky, could you show the very first and second beading and dunk? I'm having some trouble lining it up with the kit I have. Yes, I can do that. And I'll leave that right here. People can continue bidding on that. And so let's just look at this very, very first one. So you, there we go. You string the leather. I'm sorry, it looks on my screen, it's just not looking very in focus. I'm going to be super still and hope that it focuses. Eddie, can you tell me? Oh, maybe there, it's better. Okay, so you're going to thread the leather through the very, very, very first Rolo ring, and then you put 2 beads on each side, and then you're going to take each strand and go through the next Rolo ring. You're not going to skip one. You're going to dunk down into the second spot right there. And the picture in the instructions is pretty clear, I think. And then you take both of them down through the next link. You put 2 more beads on, one on each side, and then you're going to start skipping rings. So you skip this Rolo ring and you dunk right into the next one. And so from here on out, you're going to dunk every other Rolo ring, kind of the one that's looking at you, not the one that's open when you're looking at it, when you're beading. I hope that makes some sense. And Mary Sue was at our last class and got a kit of this there, so that's why she has one to play with. So, oh, thanks, Monica. All right, good. I should be aware, move things out of the way, and then they won't wrongly focus. Loving to get a little help from my friends. I am very appreciative of all the help I'm getting from my friends here and in all parts of my life these days. All right, lot 6 is made with, we call this pistachio cupcake because we needed to give it a donut name. It is the same colorway that we call turquoise verde. So these are beads in a mix that we have on our chevron kits, and this turquoise verde has been one of our most popular mixes, and it is again a mix of different Picasso beads, and we have put this with brass, copper, silver. The mix, I think, goes well with pretty much every color of metal. And the leather on this one is called Natural Antique Brown. And the chain is imitation rhodium. So, lot 6, pistachio cupcake, $18, today only. Since you're here on the show. I didn't mention this, but when you're making these, let me grab this one. With any bracelets, I always as I'm building it, give it a little wiggle to keep it all evenly loose, even though you're tightening, you're tightening everything as you go, but keeping it wiggled just keeps it from there being any spots that are too tight or too loose or whatever, evens everything out. So just a reminder as I'm sitting here thinking. Alrighty. I'll do lot 7, which is Denim Sunshine, another one of our favorite classic colorways that looks like denim and sunshine, thus the name. Oh, that's right. Oh, here. Oh, that's right. Oh, Ed, this is going to be so hard. It is going to be so hard. Here, though, in this bracelet, we call this mix Huckleberry Fritter because we looked up huckleberries, didn't we, Eddie?
We did.
And huckleberries are this color of blue. Is that true?
That is true.
Excellent. And fritters are sort of yellow?
No, a fritter is like a fried donut.
A fried donut. But I mean, color-wise, is that why you picked a fritter? Or you just liked fritters?
It was just a name that we hadn't used for a donut.
Ah. All right. Oh, good. Mary Sue, I'm glad you figured that out, that you need to dunk both strands. Yes. Otherwise, you would have spilled your coffee if you dunked it from the other side. Probably trying to go with our donut dunking names. Oh, thanks, Lori, for loving the names. I know I sound like kind of a curmudgeon with some of our, but I'm grateful that I have a husband who's happy to give names to everything, because sometimes I lose my patience and my ability to do such things, which is why often we put notices out or posts on Facebook and ask people to help us, and we get great ideas, which is fun. All right, so we got huckleberry fritter, and what's next, Eddie? Can you tell me what's lot 8?
So then 8.
Oh, we're into chain then.
Is the chain.
Yep. Okay. So we can do this fairly quickly, because this chain is, so what the deal we're doing on the chain, so we'll have all the bits and parts so you can make your own combinations, and I'm really hoping people do, because this is just such a fun design. And if you get a kit, you'll have the instructions, and you can do it with whatever beads you already have, or leather or chain. But we're using, all this chain is either 4.75 or 4.8. We've got 2 brands that we use, and both works the same way. And our deal today is, normally you would have to buy 3, what do we do normally? Anyway.
You have to buy 4 feet to get a discount on the chain.
All right, so we're getting a discount even though we're doing 3 feet. And the reason we chose 3 feet is because you can make 4 bracelets, right? Can you do all that number math for me, Eddie?
Right. So whether it's magnets, leather, chain, extender chain, the quantities are designed to give you enough to make 4 bracelets. And again, as we mentioned earlier, they're all at a lower price than they would be on our website or in our store. So
yeah, so the idea would be you get 4 feet of chain in a color that you love, and then change up your leather, your beads, and all of that to make all of these look a little bit different.
But in this case, you're getting 3 feet of chain, and it's enough to make 4 bracelets.
Oh, thank you. Did I say it wrong?
You said 4 feet.
Good gosh. All right, I'm going to try to be better. All right, so we'll kind of move through these quickly. 8 is gold. 9 is silver, and oh, that's imitation rhodium. We've got several variations that are quite similar. So this is the silver, which is a little more shiny than the rhodium. The rhodium has a kind of chrome look, and that one will be coming up next, I think. But 9 is silver. Actually, anti-copper is next. But what I wanted to show you also while we're doing this is some other ways that we use this size chain. These are just examples from some kits that we have. So this is woven, oh Ed, what is this? Doesn't really matter. It's just a kit that shows that you can beaded galaxy, right? Sorry.
Sure.
I think, I know you're slower. You don't get it to see it as quick as I do. Anyway, same 1.5 mil leather. These are using size 2 and 3 check beads, but this chain can be used and woven this way, which is fun. This again is the same size chain, only we've done it up with extra chains and extra beads. But I wanted you to see that you could, with this chain, do fun things. Like this one has 7 different chains, but you could just do 2 Rolos and size 6s in the middle, and that's a fun little look as well, and would be a neat way to use, like have a partner bracelet to the one that you'd make with the Dunkin' Donuts kit that would be similar but different, if that makes sense. All right, so lot 9 is the silver, lot 10 is antique copper, which is lovely. And so much fun that
I got another thing to interject.
interjecting Ed.
Some of you are selecting quantity 2 for the chain. That's awesome. I just wanted to remind you, our goal is that we would give you 1 6-foot piece versus 2 separate 3-foot pieces. I think it's always better for you to have a continuous piece. So if you're getting more than one thing of chain, know that it will come as a continuous piece. All right.
Thanks, Eddie. And then I do want to just point out, because we haven't talked about Rolo chain in a long time, but Rolo chain is has a seam. Oh, let me do it on the screen. So what's nice about that is you can open it up, and then those rings can be used as jump rings, which is really nice. I love them as a jump ring. I just think that it makes a richer look. The other thing that I like to do with these is you can use them as crimps. Like if you've got 2 or 3 pieces of leather that you're trying to hold together, you can use this as a crimp to hold it down, and it's just got a very nice finished look. I often use 2 of them together at the beginning and end of a bracelet or a necklace. So yeah, there's lots of fun things you can do with Rolo chain besides weaving. All right, so lot 11 is going to be the antique brass. There we go. And as Ed was saying, if you get 2 quantity, you'll get 6 feet, and at a discount price. Yes, Mary Sue, it is the same chain as in Galaxy Kits. That was the kit name I couldn't remember. That I'm just, oh, I know what I know and I love about working in this world, you know, BD creative people, is everybody I know pretty much understands being in that place where you're just a little overwhelmed and a little under-rested and a little crazy, and but beading, but projects just help you get through and help you make normalcy out of craziness, and that is a beautiful blessing. And you know, as much as we've focused on that for a long time, I'm certainly enjoying the reality of just how wonderful it can be to just quietly make a piece of jewelry without a lot of, you know, stress or I mean, it's hard to be stressed when you're making something that's fun and easy to make. So, alrighty, next will be antique silver. And that has a beautiful matte-ish finish. And again, the rings all open, so that is lovely. You know, it is funny. You know, we're down in the basement, and I don't know if you can hear anything going on upstairs, but Kathy, if you've been in the shop, she's one of our gals who's about as enthusiastic about everything as anybody can be. And she is yaying a customer. I don't know what's going on, but she's up there going, yay, yay. And it's just fun when people come in with some new thing they've created, and it's cool, and what they wanted to do is successful. It is just it's just a fun celebration of sharing that joy of, look, I had this idea and it worked, and it, you know, I'm grateful that we're back to this. You know, COVID was such a weird time when we didn't get to do much of that, and boy, I'm glad that we get to do it every blessed day these days. All right, so this is imitation rhodium. Like I said, it is just a smidge more chromish than the shiny silver. I'm going to show you the shiny silver so you see the difference. It is marginal in terms of the difference. Sometimes we can barely tell, but if you like shiny silver, and either one of these is going to be a happy chain, I'm thinking. So
you can hear her all the way from there.
yes, and can't you hear her? I don't know. Can
yeah,
people
I
hear her?
right,
Kathy's up there going, whoa, oh my. She's just having a happy beady moment. Alrighty, so this is lot 13. What is, 14 is gonna move on into the extender chains. So, and I keep saying extender chain. It is also safety chain. That's what we're using these for, and finding it is just a great weight for all of that. And so here you'll just get a foot, unless you want more, and we'll send you more. But this would be enough, again, to make, like Ed was saying, 4 bracelets in whatever color metal you our choosing. I did not measure these links, Eddie, you probably know or could estimate, but it's just a very nice weight for both extender chain and for safety chain. And
About 4 millimeter by 5 millimeter oval.
all right, 4 by 5 millimeter oval.
And it's actually in the name of the chain on the website.
Of course it is. This is why I'm so grateful you were part of making all this happen.
Yeah.
I can just go, oh yay, this works, and you can do all the details and the hard work. Thank you, honey. So again, it's been a very useful chain, and it's also cute just as a chain. It could be as a bracelet or layered with other chains, but it's a good functional chain. We've never had this on our web, even though we use it all the time. So now is the time. We are making it available on the web. Well, will be now. All right, silver. We've got some shiny silver that goes with all of the silvers. Actually, I have antique silver that we used with the antique silver Rolo chain. But this is what we use with the rhodium and the silver chain. So, and what did you say, Eddie? This is 4 by 5 millimeters?
Approximately, yeah.
Approximately. Yeah. Very lightweight, so it works well. When I'm doing safety chains, you don't want it to be something that's clunky or kind of gets in the way. This just kind of floats and isn't obnoxious. So we enjoy that. Alrighty, 16 is going to be antique copper. It is a beautiful color.
You keep going, but I got a little bit deep.
A little behind?
Find somebody to go back on lot 3. I can't find it.
Okay, well, you can always...
Which is really weird.
Oh, even when you go back, you don't see it?
Yeah.
And it wasn't quantity 3, it was lot 3?
Yeah.
Well, we can look afterward.
It's like they disappeared.
I don't know. Does anybody know? Can you delete a comment? That's a question. I don't even know. I think I just discovered that you can... There was somewhere, was it Messenger? That I didn't think you could correct a comment or edit it, but you can. So...
Yeah, it was a new person.
Huh.
Named Susan.
All right.
Susan, if you're out there, ping us.
Ed said he thought he saw something about lot 3 from a new person named Susan, but now he can't find it. If that's you, can you send another message? And I guess I do still wonder, like, somebody could test it. Can you make a comment and then delete it? Because then that would answer that question. It's reasonable that you can. And I guess that's just as easy as trying to, do another message to correct a comment. All right, so lot 16. Oh, you can delete and edit, says Debbie. Thank you, Deb. I appreciate your helping us play Facebook properly because we need help with everything. All right, antique brass. This is same as we were sharing before, 4 by 5 millimeters, $3 a foot. Very functional for both extender and safety chains. Wow, I did not know you could delete. So that, that explains it then, Eddie. If you can delete those comments, then somebody could make a bid and then back it off right away, and then there you go. All right. So lot 18 is going to be the antique silver. And then we'll move on to our next thing, which would be 19, right? 18. Oh, do you know what, Eddie? This was hilarious. So 19 is on your list, and I had gunmetal, but we do not carry this in gunmetal, so there's no 19. There is no 19. just so you know. Figuring stuff out. All right, Lori didn't know you could delete either. So see, we're all learning a little bit about stuff. And I understand that it's really good for us to all learn new things as much as we can because it keeps our brains working. And if you're listening to me talk about anything, you know that it would be good if my brain were working. And so I'm trying hard to do what I can to help it work. All right, so next we are looking at just the beads. If you want to make something and you want to play with these beads, we got the reds. These are the red Picassos. Love these pretty little beads. And this is lot 20. And so this is our normal 70 count. You can make chevrons with 70. You can make, you know, or a typical chevron would be 58, but you can make an 8-inch chevron with 70 beads. You can make an 8-inch one of these bracelets with 70 beads. And they are on sale for $5 instead of the normal $6. And do you know what I didn't do? I didn't grab my little triangle. Eddie, do you see a triangle somewhere? I know. And I forgot to grab it before starting. Oh, here it is. I found it. I found it. Thank you. Because, you know, do you guys use triangles? They are so helpful for so many things that would be much harder without. So I'll do this. You know, maybe I'll just do these right on the table because they'll be easier to see, or right on the bead mat. So there we go. This is lot 21, which is both, what do we call that on the other? So here we're calling it Sonora Sunrise, right? Is the turquoise. Oh, and I think we call it just turquoise on desert turquoise, and on chevrons we call it desert turquoise. So this would be Sonoran Sunrise sprinkles. Lot 21, $5. Just enough to do this bracelet, and maybe have a few extras if you're not making a full 8-inch bracelet. Alrighty. Lot 22 is going to be these fun, can you see? There you can sort of see their translucency when they're a little big like that. They are a pretty little bead. They look nice in the sunshine. Anyway, kind of a pretty amber. And from a Picasso standpoint, they've got just a little bit of bluishness in the Picassoing. So that is lot 22. Yes, 22. 23. And really, you know, we've mixed and matched and played with a lot of different color options, and these all really do mix and match quite nicely. I don't know what doesn't go. I mean, maybe a few things don't, but for the most part, you could do just about anything. That's why I say, you know, you've got beads on deck already at home, I'm sure, that you can play with and try different combinations. Once we did these mixes, we originally did all of them plain, but then we started playing with mixes. So like, you know, you can mix any beads that you've already got. You could do one color on one side, one on the other, make it kind of sports team themed. We get a lot of people doing that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, we should have done that. Should have done at least one example.
We should have, where you have,
That could be kind of fun.
yeah, Kevin came in the other day with one that he had done for somebody. He just did their favorite colors. I think it was, and he's one of our customers who saw this before it was even introduced and really liked it and has started playing with it and doing lots of fun things. So, yeah, and that's just fun to see how people take the idea and run with it, because, you know, and I think he did another one with patterns where it's three beads, you know, color blocking with 3 beads. Alrighty, so now we've got 24. That was a beautiful blue on 23. 24 is a black Picasso, also called Dark Chocolate Jimmy's. And the Picassoing is like a creamy with almost a khaki tint. So, again, 70 beads, enough for chevrons or Dunkin' Donuts. Oh, what did I just do? Pistachio cupcake. That's this one, right? You know, sometimes we introduce these things, and like I say, we come up with our names, and it just takes me a while to get them all remembered. 25 is Pistachio Cupcake, otherwise known as Turquoise Verde. I think we've got 4 different colors of Picasso beads in that one. This green is really fun. I almost wanted to do a plain one with that, but it's one of those colors that not everybody loves. But it's, you know, it's certainly fine in a mix like this. And I also enjoy these fun little, the neutrals. We use those in a couple of our mixes as well. So lot 25 is the Pistachio Cupcake. '26 is Denim Sunshine. Whoops, Huckleberry Fritter. Be better, Becky. Huckleberry Fritter. Huckleberry Fritter, that's what it is. And it's got 2 different colors of blue in it and yellow, 3 different colors of golden yellowish. Thus, the denim and the sunshine. And let's see, so just as an example, this is what that looked like. Should have been bringing those out.
Your voice is getting soft again.
All right, sorry. I should have brought this color out, or the examples out, to show you how they're kind of looking. All right, so next we're going to go to some beads that I had samples for. We didn't do kits for. But I think they look really nice. So this is Midnight Matte, and I'll show you the sample in a minute. It's a metallic bead that has like a matte finish and an AB finish. So I think you can see how much variation there is. You know, there's purplishness, bluishness, greenishness. Anyway, they're just one of my favorite beads. We do a chevron bracelet in this. And here's the sample that we put together of the, let's put that up, of the Dunkin' Donuts. So you can see that looks really kind of fun, and has, the bead itself has enough variety that it doesn't look too plain, is my story. So Midnight Matte is 27. Then we've just got a few more colors of matte metallic beads, and then some leathers, and then we'll be done. So 28 is here. Move those up there. 28 is this wonderful green color. We call it Forest Matte. And this one also has just a lot of you know, foresty look. You know how forests have kind of a blue green, a yellow green, all the different kinds of green. Anyway, this is one of my favorite greens to work with. I think we did do that. Didn't we do that in one of those open road kits, Eddie?
Yeah.
Maybe that
That
green. Yep.
Emerald Isle.
Okay, there you go. So lot 28 is this lovely variation of different greens. And I will say some size 6 beads have slightly, I mean, these are all Mayukis. Yes, all of these are Mayuki. So they have a fairly consistent hole, but some colorways or like silver line beads are a little smaller holes. So we did make sure to pick beads that have a fairly consistent larger hole, you know, accounting for the little bit of variety that there sometimes is in bead holes. So this we call plum mat. Whoop. And it is a beautiful plum color, or almost eggplanty, but eggplant mat didn't sound so good. So there you can kind of see the, you know, there's the brownishness, there's a purplishness, a pinkishness, and almost a coralishness, I guess, to the finishes on these yummy little beads. This is also a favorite color. I don't know, I think I wanted to do a kit with this color, but we didn't. Does that ring a bell, Ed? Plum, yeah.
Yeah, it was, and you made a prototype of it.
Yeah, I thought they were cool. Yeah, I should have shown this earlier, because this is my little, we were playing just to see how these all look. So these are all these colors of matte metallic beads with the different leathers that we sampled them on. And just to sort of see how different color leather will kind of pop, you know, the cool tone or the warm tone or whatever in these metallic beads. It's subtle, but it, you know, it matters. Subtle matters, I think. So if that gives you any help in thinking about colors, there's that. So lot 30, this is a fun, bright, kind of light purpley, violety, irisy color. And that one has purplishness, bluishness, light blue, you know, just a little bit of a, I don't want to say green, but almost greenishness. But a very pretty light, kind of like a violet flower is maybe what I'm thinking. I keep thinking.
Perhaps like an iris?
Or an iris. Yeah. There you go. Thanks, Eddie. You come to the rescue when my words aren't coming to me, and I appreciate it because, as I've said, I need all the help I can get. Alrighty, so lot 30, a beautiful iris color, spring flower color. And so speaking of spring, this we call moss mat, so a little like different colors of moss. You know how moss can be kind of green, kind of brown, kind of yellow even sometimes. That's what we saw with this one, and I'll show you a little bit of a close-up of some of those beads because they have some nice variation as well. You know, greenishness, even pinkishness there, which is beautiful. Love these, love these, love these colors. And again, any and all of these can be mixed and matched. I think they all go beautifully together in these metallics. And you know, you could make a bracelet that uses all of them for what that's worth, or use them singly. I should have shown, this is an example of the green that that we just showed. That was Forest Matte, lot 28. Nice to have samples and actually bring them out, right? And then this is the one that I finished. So you can see those colors. This is violet leather and silver chain. And that is Moss Matte, lot 31. All right, we'll just do some leathers. I think we can do them quick. I'll probably put a few up at a time, because sometimes that's helpful. I'm thinking. Yep. Go. So maybe we'll go like that. That's lot 32, natural red brown. That has been coming a little more red than it sometimes has, and it's nice. You know, leather always has just a little bit of variation, because you know that's how it goes. Lot 33 is natural light brown. And then this will give you a look at all the different browns and a little bit of the variation within them. So lot 34 is...
Make sure you tell me you're getting 4 yards for $5.
Yes, Eddie wants me to remember to tell you what you're getting if you bid on this. That's a good thing, Eddie. You are getting 4 yards of 1.5 mil leather for $5. Normally leather is $1.50 a yard, so it would be normally $6. But today, for you, it is only $5. So what is that per $1.25 a yard, or a foot, a yard? Yards, feet, numbers. All right.
40 cents a foot. Can't beat that.
40 cents a foot. All right, so there you go. You've got 4 fun natural colors right there. Natural red brown, lot 32, natural light brown, lot 33, natural antique brown, lot 34, and natural dark green. Natural dark green is the one I was working with on this sample, and I love this green with brass. I just think it's beautiful. And natural green, it's one of my favorite leather colors, that one, natural one. They're all probably favorites, but anyway, they're all lovely. And there's a look at those colors. I've just got 3 more leathers, and then we'll do magnets and jump rings quick with a few deals on those as well. So let's do 36 will be here. Natural light blue is lot 36. Natural violet is lot 37. So pretty. And natural gray is lot 38. I'll just leave the green there since that's all we got. So lot 38 is natural gray. All of these are wonderful, fun neutrals, as you can see, that really do go with, you mix and match with each other, as well as with a lot of different kinds of beads. And again, if you are buying in bulk, as we're doing this with 3 feet of chain, 4 feet of leather, and so on, you don't have to make all these bracelets. You know, again, there's lots of other styles that you could mix and match with different beads that you already have and come up with something new. I mean, the whole point of any of these really is if you can get a bead on it. There's so many beads. We use some check beads that are beautiful in this style that we make for just bracelets for sale. I mean, any bead that has a hole large enough to go over 1.5 mil leather is going to work beautifully to be introduced. you know, with this kind of a design. And another thing that we do, again, more for production bracelets than kits, but you can put some focal centerpiece in there as well and just weave that in, and that's kind of a fun way to make it special for yourself or for somebody else. Oh, thank you for hanging with us. Last but not least, we have, well, no, second to last, but not second to least, magnets. So, all the colors right there. And we are doing them in packs of 4 because that works with, oh, this is so funny because they all stick together, don't they? So, you can see it. I shouldn't worry so much. So there's gold and silver and antique copper. Whoop. They all like to be magnet friends, don't they? All right, they're going to do that. So antique brass and antique silver. At least if I separate these out and put them in clumps, you can kind of get a sense of the color. So magnets are so much fun. Anyway, there we are. So, gold, silver, antique copper, antique brass, antique silver. If you order 1, you get 4. So just if you order that lot, you get 4 magnets, and they're normally $1.50, but here today, for you only, we are doing them at $5. So that's $1.25. Right, Eddie? Did you see how I did that math in my head? Impressive? Very impressive. Thanks, honey. And if you guys make some things up with beads that are different than what we've seen, I love, love, love. I mean, send us a note on Facebook, or, you know, post on the page or on the Facebook group, or I think anybody can do that. Yeah, I think anybody can post, or maybe you have to send us something. Golly gee, I should know this. Anyway, but yeah, if you make something up, just please share. I mean, that's part of the fun, and then it helps inspire other people. If you're using different beads entirely or different bead types that have larger holes. Honestly, these, I mean, you know how wood beads often have a fairly big hole? This could be a really cool look with wood beads. Anyway, lots of fun things that we could do. And here, I can just move another out of the way, and then we could do twisted jump rings. So we've got gold, silver, antique copper, antique brass, and antique silver. So there we go. If you are interested in twisted jump rings, these again we do in 70 count bags because they go nicely with the chevron kits, but they're also just our best, happiest utility jump ring ever. So we use them for near everything, and I use them here. As an 18 gauge ring, they are super strong, and with that little bit of twist, it just gives it a decorativeness that makes it a little special. And sometimes I'll use 2 together as a bail. These also are good for crimping. And that's my story. Yeah, sorry how this gets all kind of twisted and out of shape while we're in the middle of a show. Anyway, all right, so that is the end of all that I have got. Right, Eddie?
That's right.
Anything else that you have to say before we finish up? I think jump rings, I should have said they are normally $8 for 70. Now they're $70. They're a great deal. How about $7 for 70?
So yes, if you've noticed on our newsletter, and on our event page, I moved around some dates on our upcoming shows. I wanted to do some kits in mid-March because we'll be kicking off a kit sale. And so I have 5 fun and easy kits a month from today. This is Friday the 13th. We're going to do a Friday the 13th again on March 13th at noon. And I'll have 3 brand new earring kits where we're doing complete kits. Now we're going to try that for earring kits instead of naked earring kits. We're going to do complete kits. Super fun, super easy. And then 2 very easy bracelets. So I'll have 5 kits total that I'll be featuring on March 13th. So set your calendar for that. In between now and then, on Thursday night, February 26th, we're going to do value strands. And we're pushing off our component show till the end of March. And because we still have a strand sale going on in the studio, I thought it would make more sense to have our part 2 of our strand show be in 2 weeks. So actually 13 days from now at 6 p.m. on Thursday night, the 26th. Our goal is to have everything in that show be $16 strands or less, and they will still be able to be up to 30% off depending on how many you buy. So obviously you'll be able to watch the replay. I don't think everything here is a stock item, so you can watch the replay and order and know that you'll get what you want. Again, virtually everything, in fact, I will say everything on this show is now also on our website, so you could also simply order from the web. But again, it's been a pleasure having you guys with us, and we'll see you again in 13 days.
Thanks, everybody. We really, really appreciate you. Hope you enjoy your weekend, and happy beading. And God bless.
God bless.
Love you.